Welcome to committee in this capacity.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. For the record, Kelly Anthon, Senator from District 27, Kaja, Minidoka, and Oneida counties. Pleased to be before you today presenting Senate Bill 1027, the Idaho Transparency in Financial Services Act. Senators, what I'm asking you to do today is consider for a moment, how would you navigate your everyday life? How would you run your business? How would you manage your family's financial affairs if you have no access to basic financial services? No bank accounts, no automatic monthly payment withdrawals, no checking, no debit cards. Just consider that for a moment. How would you do that? Now imagine for a moment that you didn't have any access to those financial services because of your political beliefs or your religious beliefs. And think of now how financial institutions that we have in this country that we have deemed too large to fail. And we've seen that in recent years. We've said there are banks that are too large to fail. Imagine if they could do that. We say they're too large to fail, and they could keep you from those banking services because of religious or your political beliefs. Think of how they could control public policy. How they could control and determine societal norms, or they could mandate in questions of moral conscience. So a situation where you do what the too large to fail banks tell you to do, or you don't get to participate. You believe what they tell you to believe, or you don't get to have a bank account. You don't get to participate in the economy. Well, unfortunately, Senators, that is not some far-fetched fiction. Unfortunately, there have been many instances in the United States where the very largest financial institutions have closed the accounts of individuals or groups whose beliefs or politics or types of businesses suddenly don't align with the politics of the bank executives or the boards of directors of these very, very large institutions. It's a practice that has been known as debanking. It's a practice that this Senate Bill 1027, will make illegal in Idaho. Now, the bill before you does four things. It gives Idahoans transparency and a right to information as to why, if this happens, their bank account is being closed. That's number one. Number two, it protects free speech, freedom of religion, Second Amendment rights, and industry like agriculture, energy, and mining. In other words, you can't be debanked because a financial institution suddenly dislikes the fact that your store sells guns, or your bank account is used to run a meat processing plant, or your account is the collector of a Christian charity, or a conservative political party is using your bank account. That's number two. Number three, this bill really only applies to the very largest financial institutions and payment processors. This is $100 billion per year process. These are financial institutions that are using $100 billion per year running through the institution. I want to make that clear. This is not directed at our Idaho homegrown banks. And I want to make that very clear because I have absolute confidence in our Idaho banks. And I have seen no such behavior in our Idaho homegrown banks. That should be very clear for the media and for this committee and for the Idaho public. I have great confidence in those banks. Number 4, it builds on Idaho's long tradition of consumer protection. Laws that we've had in place in Idaho for a long, long time to ensure that our people, our families, our churches, our nonprofits, our businesses are not harmed by practices like debanking. So, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, this is a simple bill in a lot of respects because it just says that everybody can participate. They can participate in the marketplace, and they can participate in the public square. No matter their religion, no matter their public opinion, no matter their political view. Senators, at the request of a member of my political caucus here in the Senate, and with the permission of my co-sponsor, my request today is that this bill be sent to the 14th order for possible amendment. And that is because we'd like to fine-tune the language of who's included in the protected part of this bill. And so I'm asking for that. I also want to say that Ms. Satterley, who I'm sure will testify today on behalf of the Banking Association, has done an excellent job in working with me. And she has, I'm sure, some language that I will consider. And so I want that to be known. She's been professional. She will have my ear, and we will see if there's something that can be done there. I can't make any promises to that. But I do want that to be known as well. And so I will be asking at the end of this hearing for the bill to be sent to the 14th order for possible amendment. And with that, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.